Chelsea have spent over 500 million this season, yet they're 11th in the Premier League. It's clearly time for a different approach. So I'm gonna become the manager of Chelsea with the goal of winning them the Premier League and the Champions League, but I'm gonna do it without spending any money. It's time to prove that money isn't everything in football. And so our project with Chelsea begins. If we're gonna make this team Premier League and Champions League winners without any money, we need to figure out a game plan. Because I'll tell you this Chelsea team is very good, but it's not good enough to win the big trophies. Man City will eat us alive. And y'all already saw what Real Madrid did to this Chelsea team in the Champions League. We need a plan, and I think I have an idea. The one advantage this Chelsea team has is the amount of youngsters here are crazy. For example, Enzo Fernandez was the World Cup's best young player. Mikhailo Modric is an incredible talent, and Fofana could be a rock at the back if we give him time to nurture. So I think the game plan is clear. We need to get the best out of the youngsters. And this is not going to be a one-season project. We can't make signings, so there's no way we're winning anything this season. The focus needs to be on the future. And so I begin executing my master plan, which is basically clearing out the old players. Azpilicueta, sorry, he's gone. I know he's a legend, but we need to build a team for the future. Hakim Ziyech, we've sold him too. But the most painful transfer was selling Thiago Silva, but it had to be done. We've got to free up space to bring in the youngsters and develop them. And so the process begins. We've cleared out a lot of the older players, and this is basically the squad we've got left. We've still kept a few players for experience like N'Golo Conte, Edouard Mendy, Koulibaly, and even Raheem Sterling fits in that category. But if we want to win the Champions League, we're going to have to find a way to replace them. Players like Madueke, Conor Gallagher, Badiashile all need to grow in their overall. But I don't think we've got enough talents in our team to go through and win all the trophies without signing any players. We need another source of talents. That source of talents is going to be the youth academy. We can't sign new scouts because we've got no money, but we can use our scout and bring in some talents. Over the course of this season, we're going to try and bring some top tier talents to the club, and let's hope it works. We're getting through the first season now, and as expected with a young team, we're losing a lot of games. But there were still a few moments of brilliance from our young talents. Enzo Fernandez on the run here, going all the way on his own. Still Enzo. Oh, that is absolutely brilliant from the Argentinian. If we can develop players like him in a few seasons, I think we'll have the team to win it all. Madueke, the youngster, he's got everything. He's got everything in his locker. Oh, that fake shot. That fake shot was world class. No need Madueke showing what he's all about. Fana's positioning really good. And oh, there's the tackle. He's solid in the back. Enzo, Madueke, and Fofana were the youngsters that impressed me the most. They kept getting better and better as we got through the season. And so we end our first season as manager of Chelsea with some incredible growth. Enzo Fernandez is slowly becoming a player that could help us win the big titles. Fofana was becoming the perfect Thiago Silva replacement, and Madueke surprised everyone with his dribbling ability. But it wasn't just them. Players like Christian Pulisic, Kai Havertz, Reece James even. A lot of the senior players that you could still call youngsters had delivered this season. If we can keep this up, I'm pretty sure we'll have a team very soon to win all the major trophies. But for this first season, we're gonna have to settle with third, which all things considered isn't too bad. But we were way off Liverpool and City. And in the Champions League, we couldn't get past the round of 16. That's what I'm saying. We need to keep growing the players, trusting the process, and soon we'll have a team that can do it all. Also, guys, we're so close to 700k subscribers. If you guys can help me out by subscribing, that would be awesome. We're now heading into our second season of this Chelsea project, but a lot has changed. Players like João Felix, who was so important in us securing third place in the Premier League, they've gone back to their parent club. He's gone back to Atletico, and you guys know the rule. We can't sign anyone. We're gonna have to cope without him. The same with Dennis Zakaria. He's bounced as well, and we can't sign him. What makes it even worse is that N'Golo Conte has left the club as well at the age of 32, and I couldn't stop him from going, which means we're in deep trouble. That's the thing with this challenge. If every season we don't keep developing players and finding more players, we're gonna be in really deep trouble, and it'll be impossible to win the big trophies. The good thing is, if you lot remember, we sent our scout on a project to bring us a few good talents, and after about a year, he's done exactly that. Elliot Barnes, 18-year-old, 69 rated CDM that genuinely looks amazing. I don't know if he's got what it takes to be the next N'Golo Conte for us, but his stats, they do look very, very good. Again, this challenge is all about training up these players to be the stars for us, so Elliot Barnes is the perfect player. But the real star I'm gonna try and build up is Sergei Coffey from Ivory Coast, striker playing at Chelsea. I think it reminds you guys of someone. It's Didier Drogba. Yup, we've potentially got the next Didier Drogba, and boy, does he look insane. Look at his physical stats. Oh my god. No lie, guys, I feel like Elliot Barnes and Kofi are gonna play a big part this season as we slowly introduce them to the team, because their potential, there's no ceiling. These are the kind of players we need to win the big trophies. Regarding the team, there is still a lot to discuss. I was really hoping Christian Pulisic could be one of the leaders of this team, but for some reason, he wants out. And it's the same for Ben Chilwell. I guess these guys are not happy with our approach of trying to promote youngsters, but oh well, Pulisic's gone. He makes the move to Aston Villa, and we also have Ben Chilwell packing his bags and off he goes. I do not want to keep players who don't want to be here. We're building a young team. Players that don't want to be involved, they can leave. But yeah, the problem is we are strengthening our opponents. He's signed for Man United. The thing is with Ben Chilwell, we've already got his replacement. Cucurella can be a starter for me, no problem. He's a baller. And we've got a player like Maatsen coming back from his loan spell to give us the depth. I have no issues with that. For the left wing position, for now, Raheem Sterling can do the job. But I think slowly we need to build up Mikhailo Modric for that position. This season, once again, I don't think we've got what it takes to win the Premier League and the Champions League. We're still building up our squad to get to that level. Plan is to see Madueke, Enzo, even Mason Mount now fits that category, Havertz as well. All these players to grow more, especially the likes of Elliot Barnes and Kofi. I want to get them more involved into whatever we're doing. It was finally time to test our new academy products, and I ain't kidding, we're going to be playing them in a game against Arsenal. If we don't trust the process, trust these young players that we've got, I don't think we're going to be winning any of the big trophies. These players are the key to our success. Oh, Elliot Barnes might just go on and score a goal himself. Oh my days! Elliot Barnes, first game in his career, and he's managed to score against Arsenal. That is incredible. And soon after, we had Coffey get his first for the club. Cucurella looking for Coffey on the volley. Oh, that's one hell of a goal in the Champions League as well for him. Elliot Barnes and Kofi had become important squad players for us, and they just continued to get better. But just our youth academy players stepping up was not going to be enough. We need some more talents to step up and claim a place in the starting 11. And there were two players ready to do exactly that. Havertz, Modric linking up really well. Oh, that is beautiful. Mikhailo Modric has arrived. Badiashile, good positioning, and thanks to the tackle, he's a rock at the back. Not only that, guys, he seems really powerful to just get the ball from deep and spray the passes out wide like this. Really good player. But we end the season 5th in the Premier League, which on the surface is pretty bad compared to last season. But overall, what we've learned with adapting the youth academy players into the team, players like Modric and Badiashile stepping up, next season, I think we're ready. Ladies and gentlemen, season 3, and I think with Chelsea, we've assembled the squad that I believe is going to win us the Champions League. Well, maybe getting carried away a bit, but I think this team is amazing. Mikhailo Modric grew so well last season, up to an 85 overall. Madueke 86. Enzo Fernandez is incredible. Same with Fofana, Badiashile, Cucurella, and James. Yeah, Mendy's a bit sus in goal, but the team is incredible. A couple of things you would have noticed. Kofi is going to be a starter this season. I don't want to play anyone else, boys. I want to develop Kofi into a better and better player. And the only way we can make him the next Drogba is by playing him every single game. Same thing for Barnes. I mean, we don't really have any other options but to play him, so Barnes is going to be our starter this season. But this first 11, I believe, is eventually going to help us win everything, and we've built it pretty much without spending a single penny. There were a lot of question marks when I made Coffey a starter for this team, but guess what? The Premier League season began, and he started scoring goals and never looked back. Not just that, Elliot Barnes was absolutely controlling the midfield. But in football, football, things aren't perfect. We were conceding a fair few goals, and we were losing games. The inconsistencies meant that we were 5th in the Premier League, once again not looking likely to challenge for the title. But to be honest, we had closed the gap down quite a bit to the top. This season, the team was growing massively, but I think what we really lack is experience. Because we haven't been able to spend a single penny that we've got, there's literally not much experience in this team. Mudryk, Coffee, Madueke, they've never been in a title race. Havertz, yeah, he's the most experienced and probably our best player on paper. But that's about it, really. I mean, Mendy, yeah, but apart from that, it's a super young team. We need to find a way to get this team the experience they need. So only then we can compete against the likes of City. Don't forget, we're in the Europa League this season. High-pressure European knockout games is exactly what this team needs. If we can win the Europa League this season, I think that'll change the mentality of this team. And so, our Europa League journey begins. Coffee, finding space, and oh, top bins, let's go! Mudryk looking for that cross, and oh, what a header from Coffee. He is the man. Look at the space in the breakaway. Mudryk crossing for Kai Havertz, calmly finishes it. Let's go. We're on our way to a Europa League final. And so with one of the youngest teams in the Premier League, we've made it to the Europa League final and we're up against Ajax. It's fitting that we're facing them, a club with a similar philosophy. The Europa League has just been perfect for this team because look at the way we've grown. Madueke had a solid season. Coffee scored 21 times this season. Havertz in the camp spot was running the show and Enzo was doing his thing as well. But regardless, the truth is 3 seasons and we haven't won a single trophy. It's a chance to get that trophy in the bag. I'm telling you, if we can somehow win the Europa League this season, we can have the confidence to conquer the world. Coffee, he scored in every Europa League game for us so far. Can he score in the final? No, he misses, but we're getting close. Corner, Madueke puts it in. Havertz attacking. Oh, he went for it. Kai Havertz, the leader of this team, has scored the goal in the Europa League final. Coffee tapping it down. This is his chance to score in a Europa League final. He misses again. He's trying so hard to get that goal, but it's just not coming. Enzo Fernandez at the back post, and that should be it for this one. Badiashile with the goal. It's done. Full time, and we've just won the Europa League, and this is the start of something special. No money spent, Europa League secured. We've developed a team that can do a lot more though. Next season, we're gonna go for everything. We're now into our 4th season of this Chelsea project. I said it last season as well. I think we have the team now to win it all. Maybe last season we were lacking a bit of experience, but now this team has just won the Europa League. We've got enough depth as well. Badiashile, Fofana are looking like rocks at the back. Barnes is now looking like a baller. Replace Conte incredibly. Don't forget Coffee. This season is gonna look to break records. We already have our first test of the season, and it's the UEFA Super Cup final. Yes, we're gonna be playing against the Champions League winners, which in this case is PSG. If this Chelsea team that we've built is able to contain Mbappe, I reckon maybe we can go all the way in the Champions League and even win the Premier League. This game is huge. Kylian Mbappe, no! Kylian Mbappe, 7 minutes, that's all it took for him. We're 1-0 down. No, 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 they just walked through us. My God, we're getting destroyed. This is the difference between the Europa League and the Champions League. And PSG end up winning the Super Cup. This was a lesson for us. But hey, the important thing is we now know what level we need to be at to win the Champions League. And in this upcoming season, we're going to work to get there. One thing I did realize is this team is lacking leadership. Honestly, Reece James as a captain, I don't feel it. And so I'm making a bit of a controversial decision, but I feel Barnes in the middle of the park. He's a bit of a leader and I like him. So we're making him captain. There you go. Is Elliot Barnes the youngest captain in Chelsea history? He might just be because he's just 20. But hey, I trust him. It's time to put the UEFA Super Cup loss behind us and begin our Premier League season. First game of the season is at the Emirates against Arsenal. I'm getting a feeling of deja vu. They've still got Thiago Silva as their captain. It was such a shame we had to let him go. But hey, all for the project. But if this Chelsea team can put on a statement here against Arsenal, I think we'll do well this season. Chance for Coffee. The header's brilliant. He is the next EDA Drogba. You just know. Oh, Madueke sliced through, and he's got a chance, and there you go. No need, Madueke. Arsenal are done. The win against Arsenal was just the start. Coffee had taken his goal-scoring form to the next level. He was scoring in practically every game. With Coffee being a goal machine, we were the highest-scoring team in the Premier League. Halfway through the season, we were top of the league. But the battle is extremely tight with Liverpool. It's just 2 points, and right now, they've got the game in hand. Then you know what we need to do to win the Premier League. Meanwhile, in the Champions League, we did end up topping the group, but this was the easy part. In the second half of the season, we're gonna have to give it everything to win the Premier League as well as the Champions League. The worst thing is we're in January right now, and because of the no money rule, we literally can't sign anyone. We're just gonna have to trust the players we've got. So it's time. Business end of the season. It's time for the game that could decide the Premier League title. Chelsea and Liverpool with the same number of points. It's only these two clubs in the title race now. If we can beat Liverpool at Stamford Bridge, I think we're gonna win the Premier League. But oh no, Kai Havertz is injured. No! He is literally on paper our best player on the pitch, a leader. He's someone who makes things happen. This is bad. This is really bad. The only good thing I can say about this squad is that we've got depth, and Mason Mount is there to replace him. And I'm sure Mason Mount will help us get the job done. And so this is it. The dressing room is ready. The stakes have never been this high. We win this, I think we're gonna win the Premier League. Kofi broken through. He's going to square this one for Mikhailo Modric, and he taps it home. Let's go. We take the lead in this title race first. Liverpool didn't back down after we scored. They kept coming with chances. That's the first half done. Liverpool had the chances, boys. If we need to win the Premier League, we need another goal in this one. Madueke looking for Mason Mount. The dribbling is on point, and he gets the goal. Of course it had to be him. In the absence of Havertz, Mount delivers. With that, we now have the crucial advantage in the Premier League, and we can now focus on the Champions League. Madueke, Mount, Mason Mount, can he do it? Yes, he can. It's Mason Mount who scores. Cucurella, brilliantly done. Cut back inside, and Madueke gets it. It's over. We're on our way to the semi-finals. With that, we were now through to the Champions League semi-finals, where we're up against Man City. Meanwhile, in the Premier League, we never look back after beating Everton. We're gonna win the league this season. But just as you thought things are going perfect for us, we're gonna win the two big trophies, the main man, Coffee, picks up a knock, and he's out. Coffee has pulled his scarf, and he's gonna be out for the next 7 days. No. That means he's gonna miss the first leg at the Etihad Stadium, and he might not even make it for the second leg. Guys, without our main man up top, we might be out of the Champions League. We're gonna have to revert to playing a false 9 with Havertz, but I think City's gonna eat us alive. Without Coffee, we lost one of our leaders, and City took complete advantage. Without Coffee, we couldn't score a single goal against City. 2-0 was the result, and we're basically out of the Champions League. Unless in a week's time we can do something spectacular. The problem is, we don't even know if Coffee is fit. The moment of truth, and yes, guys, Coffee has somehow recovered. He's not at 100% fitness. His sharpness is still low, but I think he's available for this big game. With Coffee now back in the side, can we stop this Man City team from winning the Champions League? That man Holland is going to be a nightmare to play against. 1% chance, 99% fit. Let's do this. Kylo Modric. Coffee's held his run back, and he scores. Back in the lineup, back in the goal. But this is just the one goal. We need 2 more to knock City out. Coffee once more. Oh, it's brilliantly done by Coffee. He's now scored a brace against Man City. Just 1 more goal, and we could be doing something iconic. Chance for Coffee to kill this game, and roof of the net. Let's go. He gets his hat-trick. We're going to a Champions League final. The date is set. We're going to be up against Barcelona in the Champions League final. Apart from making the final, we've also got something more to celebrate. That's right, we managed to win the Premier League title over a resilient Liverpool. Let's freaking go. Wasn't easy, but we pulled it off. It was 4 seasons of hard work. The fact that we've built this team without spending a single money on signings, just making the players that were already here even better, using the academy smartly, bringing in a couple of smart players, and this is it. We're at the final destination. We win this, and we make Chelsea the world's best club. And so it begins, Chelsea versus Barcelona. The last time we were in a European Cup final, Coffee didn't have the best of nights. Coffee, he scored in every Europa League game for us so far. Can he score in the final? No. Coffee tapping it down. This is his chance to score in the Europa League final. He misses again. This time around, Coffee has unfinished business. He's desperate to score in this Champions League final. We are desperate to win this. Coffee, this is his chance to make amends. No, the keeper saves. Is it going to happen exactly like the Europa League final when nothing was going for him? Chance for Coffee, the header saved! Nothing seems to go in! Even though nothing was going Coffee's way, this version of Coffee was mentally a lot stronger. He was not about to give up. And finally, he got his moment. Reece James looking for Coffee. Oh, there's the finish. The goal the world has been waiting for. Coffee scores in the Champions League final. Madueke Coffee once again in the box. And oh, you cannot stop him when he hits the ball like that on the volley. Simply sensational. Referee, just blow the whistle. End the game. Catch it, Mendy. It's done. It's done. We've made Chelsea Champions League winners. And we did all of this without spending a penny. Thank you, Coffee, man. What a player. He literally made this challenge possible. Do you know what? If you guys have watched this video all the way to the end, put Kofi's Kingdom in the comment section. Let's see how many comments we get. While you're down there, subscribe as well if you enjoyed this journey. Oh man, it's so satisfying to see our Chelsea team that we built without spending a penny lift the Champions League. If you enjoyed this video, I'm sure you'll enjoy me becoming the Premier League's greatest manager ever. Click here to watch that.